Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I would like to show you today how I made this heart. A lady left a comment on my previous video where I done it at the extruder and asked if I could show how I could do that, so her wish is my command, as they say. So here goes. And right, once you have done your extruding, and please do take a look at that video and that will show you exactly how I did that. You're left with, or you can make up your canes, and this is just a very small piece I have left. Unfortunately I had just enough left to be able to make another heart. You put them together and then you just take slices from them, and what I've done here is taken the slices, added them to a sheet of clay of which is a mixture of colours, and it's sort of come out actually quite a nice bluey grey, but this has gone through on a number 5. And I've laid the pieces on top and then I've burnished it. And I also did another video just recently which shows you about burnishing. It just enables it to sit into the clay, so you've got a nice sort of fairly smooth and even layer. And then with the heart shape, I've just got a simple cutter, but I don't actually use it as a cutter. I'm just using it as a template really to cut round. So I'm using the edge that isn't the cutting edge, and I'm just going to lay this on the top. And now the next part, what I will say to you is I can't claim any credit for this part because this is purely down to the technique that Ron LaHockey uses. And for anyone in America, I'm sure you know who Ron LaHockey is, but for anyone that doesn't, please Google him and you will see the fantastic work that he does. He makes some absolutely beautiful hearts, and he does this for the Kids Centre for the Paediatric Therapies. And I believe since about 2016 he has made well over 34,000 hearts. So being as we are now fast approaching or coming to the middle of 2017, I would think he's probably, well, added quite a few more thousand to that, I would think. But his hearts are beautiful. I'm very fortunate to have a couple of them, and knowing that the money raised has obviously gone to an extremely good cause, which is wonderful. Anyway, back to this, and this is how Ron LaHockey showed us on his video of doing this, and it was a brilliant way. So here we go. I'm not really applying any pressure to this cutter. It's really just making sure that I'm keeping it aligned on the clay, and I'm using my craft blade, and I'm going to be using this at an angle. So basically starting at the top, I'm running the blade round and I'm actually using it not flat against the clay, but like I say, at an angle rather than straight down. And you'll see why this is, I wouldn't say important, but it definitely does help in the putting together of these hearts. And I then go back to the top and I go from the other side round. So it is just a case of keeping that at a slant or at an angle. Trying not to put too much pressure on the heart if you can, but don't worry too much because we'll be able to smooth out any uneven edges. Now, I would have normally managed to have done that in one fell swoop, but sometimes it doesn't always work. So here we go. Come round to the edge. Take the heart off and take the excess clay away. And you will see, hopefully, if the camera will let you, that there is quite a slanted bevel edge here. Hopefully you're catching that. And then what you do is you get another piece of clay, and this will be your backing clay, so just check which side looks the nicest to you and then just lay that down. And this is rolled out on a number 2, and I have a Makings pasta machine. Lay your heart where you want to, and then this piece here really is what makes the edge of everything look nice and neat. You can do this in various ways. I'm not going to worry too much about that piece for now. I might see if I can sand it. Some people you can lay a piece of cling film and on top of your clay, and then put the cutter on top and cut it out that way. The only thing I find with that is sometimes if the two pieces are, say, like probably two thicknesses of, say, size 2 or something like that, it can sort of force a pattern down the edges of the clay, so it does sort of give a bit of a mushed look on the edge. But that's not a problem, and that's fine. It looks lovely too, but you know what I would then probably do is want to put some kind of strip of clay around just so as it gives it a neater edge. But doing it this way, by having that edge, slanted edge, you're able to just slowly manipulate the edges of the clay down onto your backing. And just by gently pushing it down, you'll see that that gap will slowly close up, and you'll see that you have then got a nice neat edge where the two pieces have joined. You may find doing the top part you need to sort of finish that off at the end, otherwise you're just going to keep digging your nails, especially mine at the moment, unfortunately they're a bit long. Just keep slowly working it round, just not putting too much pressure, because you don't want to keep, you don't really want to have some lovely big fingerprints in there. But again, you can sand off if you want to at the end. I haven't with some of mine. I have found that just by really being very gentle and just slowly working it down onto that clay, I've managed to get away with that. And actually with this is predominantly souffle clay, Primo Souffle, and I do find that that matte look really does look quite lovely. And you'll see there that it's just slowly joining the two pieces together, and the more you just very lightly adhere it, the top part to the bottom part, it will just make those two edges come together quite nice and neatly. Now all you do then is once again get your blade, and this time you're actually going to be cutting straight, so hold it as upright as possible. And once again I start from the centre of the heart and just work my way round, trying to keep it as close to that edge as possible, and just keep working my way down. And once I get down to the bottom, I will start from the top again. That's just how I find it the easiest way for me. And just make sure you clean the edge of your blade off, and again as straight as you can all the way around. And it really does make quite a nice edge. And it's, you know, I always find that the less, once you get to your finishing point, the less you have to play around with the clay, the better the finish will be. And let's see how that's come out. And there we go. You can see there, you just need to force this back piece down at the top, I should say. Just keep working it down very slowly, and with your thumb just going along the edge, just to enabling those two pieces to join together with as clean a join as possible. And takes a little bit of work, but it's well worth it in the end, I believe. Now at this point, what you could do, where you have this bit of a here, you could just slip in a little jump ring if you wanted to, and then put the two together, maybe with a bit of polybonder or something like that. Put the two together and then use it, have it as a necklace. So it sort of lends itself to being there automatically for you. It won't always happen. Sometimes you may cut it and it will be perfectly joined. But that's all I would do. Just keep working around those edges until they're nice and smooth and I'm happy with the result. Now at this stage you can bake it like this, and then afterwards put your backing on. It's really dependent on what you want to do. I would like to, or I try to, if I can, do the whole process in one go. So at this point I would then look at my back. Sometimes I may use a bit of a texture just to give it a little bit of a different finish. But if I'm happy with it, then it's really about applying your pin back. Now again, I've only got a very small amount here of these bits of cane, or bits of the extruded retro type. But what I have done in the past is just run, I won't use those I don't think, because I think they're going to be a bit too thin, but what I will do is just take a very small piece of this, run this through my pasta machine, and I'll see if I can get it through on a number 6. It might be a little bit thin, but... And then just take out, I've got a small little heart shape which will cut this. Do excuse me for going off camera, this is a little bit impromptu, this part. Just cut out a little heart, put that to one side, tidy up that edge if you can, And then I actually put my signature, or what I call my signature, do I have my heart here? Yes, I do, this one. And I don't know if you can see in the back there, but I just put my name and the year that I've made it. And I then just stuck this on the back, pin part on the back, and then put the little heart through there and just bedded it down using some Polybonder, and then baked it. And I baked mine, I think I did about 3 or 4 at a time, but I baked them for at least 45 minutes on 130, or which I believe is about 275. But I do tent my polymer clay all the time, so about 45 minutes. But that was all I did, just so as it gave the backing a little bit of a nicer finish. And that's it basically. If there is any questions or anything you'd like to know, please do ask. But there is a couple of videos, like I said, prior to this one that shows the actual extruding and also shows the burnishing, and how that, how you can apply that to your work. So I do hope you've enjoyed it. And Nancy, who asked a question about doing this for the video, doing this as a video for showing how I made the heart, I hope this has been okay and helpful to you. And if you've liked this video, please do usual, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you wish to, please do so, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.